Jesus is the light of the world, and he told us, you're the light of the world. John's gospel begins with, in him was life, and the life was the light of men. It says about John the Baptist that he came to bear witness to that light, but he was not that light. But Jesus said, I'm the light of the world, and then he told his disciples in John 9, I'm only the light of the world as long as I'm in this world. A lot of Christians don't know that. Do you know that Jesus is not the light of the world today? If you didn't know that, read John chapter 9, verse 5. While I'm in the world, I'm the light of the world. He left the earth nearly 2,000 years ago. Then who is the light of the world now? If you read in Matthew 5 and verse 14, he made that clear. He turned to his disciples and he said, you are the light of the world. Have we understood that? Why is it we always think, yeah, Jesus is the light of the world, Jesus is the light of the world? You ask any Christian, he'll say that. Have you ever dared to say to somebody, when somebody asks you the light of the world, say me? I like to surprise people. And then I quote scripture, Matthew 5:14. You know, the reason why we're not willing to face up to that is because we shirk responsibility. We want to avoid responsibility. We want to say, don't look at me, look at Jesus. No apostle said that. The apostles always said, follow me as I follow Christ. And I want to say to every one of you, if you want to be a disciple of Jesus, not just one who says, well, my sins are forgiven, I'm going to go to heaven one day. But if you want to be a disciple of Jesus, you have to be the light of the world. You have to turn around to others and say, follow me. You husbands have got to turn to your wives and say, look at my life and follow me. Look at the way I speak. Learn to speak like that. Look at the way I speak, like it says there, with kindness and love. Speak like that. Look at the way I live. Look at the way I handle money. Follow me as I follow Christ. You know, we don't want that. And that's why we say, no, Jesus is the light of the world. Don't look at me, I'm a sinner. Well, I was a sinner, but I'm a sinner saved by grace. Not just a sinner forgiven, but saved. So what is this light? You know, and John loved to use that word. He frequently uses it in the Gospels, more than anybody else. And then in the epistle, he says, God is light. So when we use the word light, we know what light is, but what does it actually mean in our personal life? What does it mean in practical terms? In John's gospel, in John's epistle rather, it becomes very clear, because there are two places where it says what God is. 1 John 1 verse 5. God is light. That's clear. And then 1 John 4:8. God is love. That defines what that light is. That light is love. In him was life. It was a life of perfect love. That's why it was the light of men. And that's the light he wants to give us. A heart that's filled with love.